morning. This is Trie, and this is Morning Mind Dump. Good morning, and welcome to Morning Mind Dump with Trie. This is a podcast where we start our day clearing out our minds and setting positive intentions. Today, I wanted to talk about the importance of staying open-hearted, even when we've been hurt, and how letting go of grudges can lead to more fulfilling and peaceful life. We've all been hurt at some point in our lives, and maybe it was a betrayal by a close friend, a harsh word from a family member, or a painful breakup. These experiences can leave deep scars, and it's natural to want to protect yourself, and protect our hearts, and shut out possibilities of new and positive experiences. A quick fix is just to throw up a wall, right? But that's not going to solve anything. That's only going to hurt yourself. It's not hurting anybody else. So if you imagine your heart like a garden, when you hold on to grudges and refuse to forgive, you're letting weeds take over your garden. And then eventually all these weeds will choke out all the beautiful flowers, right? And then our flowers can't grow and have the chance to thrive. So holding on to grudges, holding on to anger, resentment, only blocks your own growth and happiness. And I have to believe this is true. Again, I've been saying it, that I have gone through a lot of shit, and I could very well be a miserable person for the rest of my life. All right, this is a little personal. That's what the whole point of this is. I'm dumping my mind. But being a child of a single mother, I watched my mom, who seemed happy, and declined over the years because all she could think about is how her life wasn't the way that she wanted or expected, but didn't make changes to do that. And whether or not, I don't know if maybe she had different resources that she could have, that's all hearsay. Nobody will ever know, because she is no longer with us. But just growing up like that and watching that, and it just forces me to break out of that cycle. And I can't have children, so it's not like I can't teach them, but maybe I can teach somebody else here. This is why I'm guided to do this. I never in a million years thought I would have a podcast. I was always shy and I couldn't really speak up, and now I do, and the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes. But back to my garden. That's my New England accent. But forgiveness isn't about like letting the other person off the hook, right? You're not saying what they did was okay. You're more freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment and, potential uncomfortableness if you see them out in public somewhere. Not sure if I told the story yet on the podcast, but the first time I saw my ex-husband out in public, I could have walked away. I could have walked away and been uncomfortable and missed out on a good meal. Or I could have confronted him in an angry way and probably would have made myself look bad in front of public people. But I didn't. I walked in, I saw him sitting there with his new girlfriend. I took a deep breath and I sat down at the bar with my drawing pad and lived my life in my little corner of the bar. And when it was over, I got an amazing art piece. And that's on my website. That story, I believe, is on my website. But, if we are just being genuinely kind and loving, even when it's difficult, you create a positive energy that will attract similar vibes back to you. And it's like a ripple effect. Your kindness and love inspires others to be kind and loving in return. And doesn't mean that you have to be naive or let people take advantage of you. It's about setting healthy boundaries while still keeping your heart open. The whole naive thing, I said to myself, I'm not going to be naive. I'm not going to be naive. and then something happens and then I'm like, why was I so naive? But I don't think I was being naive. Like recently, after 4 years of being divorced, I finally opened my heart. And not that I was looking for somebody that particular day, but I did open my heart and I talked to somebody, and things went well, like a little too well. Um, it all felt comfortable for like 2 weeks. And then this person just disappeared. And no explanation. And it's uncomfortable because I opened up to this person about how my ex-husband left things open and with my own interpretation of what happened, and not like I don't really know his side of the story. So the fact that I opened up myself to that and this person kind of just did this similar, if not worse, because he was aware of that. But anyway, does that make me naive? No. Like, I can't hold a grudge on this person. I don't know his story. I have no idea what the hell is going on in his life that, I just don't know. So I can't make a judgment call based on the whatever I have right now. But I just have to say that it was exactly what I needed. I asked for it. I manifested this person to come into my life, and they did. And not specifically him, but someone like him, and it happened, and it was great, and I have no regrets. It's not easy it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes courage to let go of past hurts and, keep yourself open again. But we have to remember, holding on to grudges only hurts ourselves, only hurts you. So if you keep in that stuck cycle of negative feelings and pain, then you're gonna attract, then you're gonna feel that way. And like my mom, for a long time, she was just like miserable. But you can choose to forgive, and then forgive yourself too. Gives you the freedom and peace, and be loving and open for the next person. And when the next person comes on, you can't compare them to the person before, because they're totally different people. And so putting that unhealthy boundary up, not letting people in, is like self-sabotaging, right? Like you could potentially have a really good relationship. And, time is irrelevant. And even if that moment, that experience, that relationship is just temporary. This last, wasn't even a relationship, but my last experience was only 2 weeks, but honestly, it was all great until he just didn't talk to me anymore. But that is his loss, right? So we move on and we love somebody else. So let me share a simple practice that can help you start your day with a fresh perspective, because I am all about perspectives and looking at things differently. Every morning, you can take a few minutes, write down whatever's on your mind. This is, or even if you want to record it, like I am, or keep a journal, do a TikTok video about it, whatever you want, right? However you want to dump. It could be worries, frustrations, hopes, dreams. Like, it doesn't have to be negative thoughts. Just let it flow onto the piece of paper with no judgment. And I do this kind of practice when I'm doing my drawing as well. So that is another way of getting your thoughts out on paper, because your mind tells your hand to move. And even though my drawing, there's not words, there's a lot of intention in there, and sometimes symbols will come out, and I'll look it up, and I'll oh, okay, that's what I need to learn today. And it's actually pretty freaking cool. So doing this helps clear your mental clutter in your head, right? So that you can make space for positive thoughts and positive intentions. And so you're weeding out that garden every morning, and every night is good too, Once you've emptied your mind, take a moment, reflect on anything that you're holding on to unnecessarily. Can you let it go? Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive yourself for whatever it is? I thank you for joining me this morning on Morning Mind Dump. And I hope this podcast inspired you to embrace forgiveness and keep your heart open, even if the past hurts you. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all in this together, learning and growing one step at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends, share it with somebody who you think might need a little extra encouragement. And until next time, stay kind, stay loving, and keep your heart open. Please take care. I love you. Big hugs. Bye-bye.